Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more historic here on Magic Arena. And here we go, day number 9, and we are still in Decktember. So I am super excited to still be playing decks that all of you are submitting. So again, if you're not familiar with Decktember, Decktember is my way of celebrating as many of you as I can by saying thank you for helping to grow the channel and helping grow the community. So I am playing viewer submitted decks all throughout December, hence the name Decktember. And we're playing a few games with your original creation, and then I am making a few modifications to it. And then we are going to play some more games, see if those modifications actually worked out, and then we're going to talk about it all throughout. So yeah, that's Decktember. So if you want your deck to be considered for part of Decktember, all you have to do is join the Discord, head down to the Decktember channel, and then submit your list in the format that we're asking for that's located in the pin post. It's as simple as that. Maybe your deck will get selected. And as always, real quick before we hop into the deck, just want to remind everybody, if you enjoy the deck and enjoy the channel and enjoy the theme of Decktember and everything, please just go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. And just check out all the cool links down below. So let's hop right into today's deck. And we are playing the old GPC, the God-pharaoh combo. So this deck was submitted by LordSoth. We actually, luckily enough for him, we played one of his decks not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. So scroll back, check out that deck. It was the old red-white Boros prison / control deck that he submitted. We had a lot of fun with that deck. I'm pretty sure we went undefeated. And so when his name got pulled for today's deck, I was actually pretty excited without even knowing what it was yet. I said, you know what? This deck is going to be cool because LordSoth has so far a good track record on decks that he's sent over to us. So yeah, so again, LordSoth, thank you so much for this deck. We're going to just hop right into what this deck is. We're going to talk about it a little bit. So this looks to be a straightforward God-pharaoh's Gift deck. So if you're not familiar with God-pharaoh's Gift, it's a very costly artifact. It's a 7-mana artifact that says at the beginning of combat on your turn, you can exile a creature card from your graveyard. And if you do, you put a copy of it onto the battlefield. That's a 4/4 token. It's a zombie, and it gains haste. So yeah, so whatever, we can just bring back creatures from our graveyard once a turn and make 4/4s. So, but really though, one of the great ways instead of just paying 7 mana and casting God-pharaoh's Gift, we have this card called Gate to the Afterlife. The 3-mana artifact, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you can gain a life. I'm sorry, you do gain a life, and then you can draw a card and then discard a card. So that's cool. You get to draw a card, discard a card every time one of your creatures dies. However, it has an ability that says for 2 mana, tap it, sacrifice it, search your graveyard, your hand, or your library for a card named God-pharaoh's Gift and put it onto the battlefield. And then if you search your library this way, shuffle it, and then but you can only do this if you have 6 or more creature cards in your graveyard. So that's why this card actually gives you the ability at the front end that says whenever one of your creatures dies, draw a card, discard a card. So we have a creature die, we're going to draw a card, we're going to discard probably a creature card to feed our graveyard. And on top of that, we have, look at this, we have 12 creatures that cost 0 mana. They are all 0/0s. And this is going to fuel our graveyard so quickly. So LordSoth actually says that with a good draw, this deck can actually kill on turn 4. I hope we actually manage to do that at some point. But yeah, he specifically says it looks to sneak out a fast turn 4 win by playing artifacts for 0, triggering the gate, which is obviously this we just mentioned, and then milling clones. So clones would be something like Vizier of Many Faces, which whenever it enters the battlefield, you can have it copy a creature. Spark Double is another clone that says whenever it enters the battlefield, it gets an additional +1/+1 counter. And then the way to kill with this deck is with the Combat Celebrant. So Combat Celebrant is a 3-mana 4/1. If Combat Celebrant hasn't been exerted this turn, so exert means an exerted creature won't untap during your next untap step. So it's something you choose whenever you attack with it. You say, okay, I'm going to exert it. And then if you do exert it, you get to untap all other creatures you control. And after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So how this works is even if this is your only creatures on the battlefield So let's just say all we have is a God-Pharaoh's Gift in play. This is going to trigger. We're going to get a creature back from our graveyard. We're going to choose Combat Celebrant. We're going to attack with Combat Celebrant and exert Combat Celebrant. No other creatures are going to untap, but we're still going to get an additional combat phase. So then during our additional combat phase after this, we're going to then bring back one of our clones. Our clones are going to become, or one of these clones is going to become a Combat Celebrant. We're going to attack. We're going to exert our clone. This one is going to untap. We're not going to be able to exert it again, but it still gets to untap and attack the following turn. And then since the Spark Double or Vizier exerted, we're going to get to do the God-Pharaoh's Gift again, and we're just going to keep swinging for more and more damage, and we're just going to basically keep trying to hit as many clones, copy as many Combat Celebrants as possible, and that should be enough to kill them. So yeah, again, we're going to want to drop Gate to the Afterlife. We're going to want to drop these for 0, and then they're going to go to the graveyard. We're going to draw a card. We're going to pitch a card. We're just going to keep filtering these out until we get at least 6 creatures in our graveyard. We're going to sacrifice the Gates of the Afterlife, and then we're going to go get God-Pharaoh's Gift. We also, just to wrap out the deck, it looks like we have 4 copies of Minister of Inquiries. This is a 1-mana 1/2. We get 2 energy when it comes into play. We can pay an energy and mill probably ourselves for 3. This is going to feed our graveyard as well. We have Strategic Planning. This is great because we get to look at the top 3 cards of our library, put one in our hand, and then the other ones go in our graveyard. So we don't really ever care about God-Pharaoh's Gift. We can put those in our graveyard because Gates of the Afterlife gets them back from our graveyard. So this is probably going to get cards that are just going to help us fuel things, like maybe a Gates of the Afterlife or one of our 0-mana cards. And then we also have Gluttonous Queen. 2-mana flying, 1/3. When there's a battlefield, look at the top 4, reveal an artifact from among them, put it into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library. So yeah, that is really going to be it. The one thing of note, though, this deck is very light on land. So there's only 20 land, I believe, in this deck. Yep, only 20 land. So again, we really are aiming to win as quickly as possible. And like LordSoth says, turn 4. That is the goal. That's what we're gonna shoot for. So yeah, let's hop into this fun-looking deck. Let's play a few games with it. Then we'll make some changes. Then we'll play a few more games. And then we'll hit it up at the wrap up and see how we did overall. So let's get into it. See you guys soon. All right, we're gonna try to run the old God-Pharaoh combo. Should be pretty fun. Bring in Shivan 423 as our first opponent. All right, what are we gonna do here? I don't think we can actually keep this hand. This it doesn't really get us anywhere. This is a lot better. I'm gonna keep a put back. We're gonna put back a land. I know that seems maybe a little bit crazy. All right, they're on a teamer plan. Does this hit land, or is it just artifact? I bet we don't have artifact lands. Am I right? Am I right? All right, no attacks. They didn't hit a land either. Well, I know we should have probably milled. We're actually going to decline. We don't want them to see what our plan is. And so luckily we can't actually mill these God-Pharaoh's gifts because one's at the bottom, one's in our hand. Oh, this is that deck. See, I don't want to mill ourselves. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we're going to wait until next turn. Next turn we're going to go crazy. We are going to mill ourselves now. Not a bunch of good hits. All right, well. keep milling. So, a 0. Definitely want to confirm 0. And they want to confirm that they have given up all hope. So, essentially, what we were looking for is we were looking for one of our combat celebrants, and then we were going to start cloning the combat celebrant and just going to town that way. So, yeah, pretty sweet. All right, well, we're going to just go right on to the next game. Game number 2. Do it. All right, well, game 2. Let's hydrate. We did have a early scoop there, but we were going to win. I feel like 99%. We were definitely going to get a god-pharaoh's gift down. Squigsy. Welcome to the game, Squigsy. You get to go first. We don't really have but I think we keep this. I'm gonna shock this into play. I think we're gonna play on curve here. Combat Celebrant. Does this have haste on its own? It sure does not. So I think and you know what? We're just gonna get in and attack. We're gonna be on the old aggro plan this game. What kind of crazy Grixis? You're getting nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Alright, we're going to play this as blue. Gets us any card. Take a look. So, yeah, I think we're going to just take a land here. Any creature on the battlefield. You're just playing a pirate deck. I legitimately thought you were playing a... not pirates, but just a Grixis control shell, like Nicol Boluses and stuff like that, but you are actually on a pirate plan. Squigsy the Pirate. What an appropriate name. So, I mean... I'm just gonna mill you. So, do we want... yeah, we're just gonna play down the Stonecoil Serpent, right? Seems pretty good. Just a bunch of X spells against a tribal deck that plays a bunch of tiny little creatures. All right, so you are going to target what now? It's a little unfortunate, because that is going to be a big old boy. We attack. We could... no, we're just going to draw. So we could copy the hostage taker. This will come back. It'll die though, because it's a 0/0. They just don't get to cast a big ol' chamber sentry, right? And then if they don't deal with this hostage taker and we get to recast hostage taker, that's really good. No blocks. I feel like we're about to see a, oh man. Oh man. This is gonna just be one of these crazy games, huh? Back and forth hostage taker. Oh, gate to the afterlife, really? Oh. We do get to get in for 4. So this would just be a 4-mana 1/1 if we copied our Stonecoil Serpent. So I think our play is a 5/5. Enjoy all of our creatures, my pirate friend. Oh, holy smokes. Oh. Four, 4, 3 is 11. Yep. Either way, we had to try. They got a really good pirate draw against us, and we drew our cards out of order. But yeah, I mean, on to the next game. All right, game number 3. Yes, I'm just going back and forth in my head trying to figure out if we misplayed it all. I don't think we even had the opportunity to misplay. You know, milling our opponent to hit their Admiral Beckett Brass was obviously the right play. Yeah, I just think we just drew the wrong cards against the pirate deck. I guess ultimately attacking with the Serpent was the wrong play. We are going to mulligan this. Mo. Come on, Urso. All right, mulligan. A little bit better. We're gonna put back this. This is the one card we actually don't really need. We have a gate to the afterlife. We are gonna have to figure out some stuff pretty quick, because our opponent potentially is going to have the Uber Ramp draw in their colorless deck. Yep. And yep, we're going to have to settle for this next turn. I just hope they don't have a... Okay. A Mind Stone is better. Okay, well. was actually going to not be surprised if they just had the 4th Mind Stone there. So I guess we just lose to Karn, right? Okay, so let's do 0. Absolutely. Discard. Discard that for right now. We really need to hit another 0. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. I think we're doing it. Absolutely going to take action. We're just going to go from our hand. Obviously the wrong choice here. But so we're going to get this. So we're going to get another attack step. Oh, good game. I don't... Oh, don't rope us. Thank you. But yeah, so we would get another one the following turn, and then the following attack step, and then the following attack step we get another 4/4, and then we just kill them. So it's a lot of damage. That's how the deck is supposed to work. You know, us being deep in thought there. So basically, again, we spark double the next one. We get to attack in for 9, and then everything's untapped again, except for one of them, and then the last one we get one of these is a 4/4, and then we attack for 13. So yeah, pretty sick. This is a pretty sick combo. So I already feel like I know some of the changes we want to make, but let's go talk about this deck. All right, so let's talk about this deck a little bit. So as you saw, this deck actually has pretty good potential. You can win very quickly with it, as you saw on our turn. We actually won on turn 4. Really good. We had enough clones in our graveyard and creatures in order to activate the Gate to the Afterlife, and they were able just to combat Celebrant in. So really, I don't feel like there's a lot of changes that we could potentially make to this deck. But some cards that I'm actually not too fond of in this deck are going to be cards like Gluttonous Crane. I don't really think this needs to be in here. I do understand that it is a 2-drop, and it does hit one of these artifacts. But at the same time, though, something like Strategic Planning does work the same. And also, I'm not too sure about playing 4 copies of the Vizier of Many Faces. I do think there might be a better alternative to this. But other than that, I mean, this deck, again... it does seem like it is pretty quick. It does seem very glass cannon, so it does seem to be very fragile in the sense that, you know, if our opponent's playing some kind of graveyard hate or something like that, it's going to maybe not be able to deal with it. So I do feel like we may need to look at, you know, maybe one or two cards that could potentially get around something like that. But I mean, that's my initial thought. But then again, decks like these, we want to really ignore what our opponent's doing and then just try to go over the top of what they're doing. So, so what we're going to do here, as always, we are going to hop into our time machine. We're going to travel into the future, and we're going to see what we decided to do with this deck. So we will see you just in a few moments, and yeah, let's talk about it. All right, so welcome to the future, and here is the new updated version of the deck. So again, not a lot of changes to this deck. I felt like this deck is actually pretty close to being where it needs to be, at least with the cards that are available to us right now. But I do want to note that what we're trying to do here is we are essentially going to fit in an extra clone. And in order to do that, we're actually going to remove two of the Viziers. Again, Vizier is something I don't think we necessarily need in the deck. I do like the embalm ability. I do think it actually fits in really flavorfully with this deck. But also at the same time, since we're only running 20 land, I do feel like that could potentially be an issue. And so we're actually going to put in 3 Glasspool Mimics. So the Glasspool Mimics really act as the same thing. The only difference is this can only target creatures that we control, as opposed to Vizier being able to target creatures that are in play in general. But this also, if we need it to be a land, this can also be a land. So I do feel like this is actually going to be beneficial to us. Now, also what we did is we also added in 3 copies of Emery. So with Emery is going to be kind of one of those cards that's really just, I feel like, going to help us actually do what we're trying to do. So Emery, again, it's a 3-drop. We don't necessarily want to be playing Emery on turn 3, but Emery can also feature itself as a 2-drop. So if we were to potentially play one of our Chamber Secrets or our Stonecoil Serpents on turn 1, we do get to drop Emery on turn 2. And a turn 2 Emery is actually pretty good because we do get to mill 4 cards. And then if we do potentially hit a Gates of the Afterlife from there, we do then get to cast Gates of the Afterlife from the graveyard with Emery, as long as Emery stays alive. So again, do think that this actually will help us overall, because again, also, if we happen to Minister of Inquiries, mill ourselves, and we're just milling all of our Gates of the Afterlives, then we need a way to get them back. So I do think Emery is going to be that card that's going to help us. And then also, you know, we did drop the number of strategic plannings down to 2. Again, didn't think that these were going to be the best cards in the deck. Typically in a god-pharaoh's gift deck, you're going to want as many creatures or permanents in play as possible. And so we did up the number of creatures in our deck by making these changes. Even though we did cut 2, we essentially added 6 creatures to our deck. So yeah, that's what this is what we came up with. We left literally everything else the exact same, so just a few changes, and we're gonna run this, see how we do, and let's hop into the gameplay, and we will be back at the wrap up. All right, so pretty excited to see the changes. Again, not that many changes in our version. Sometimes it's, you know, that's great to see that, you know, you're looking for advice on a deck and just not many changes are made. So this is definitely going to be a mulligan. This hand doesn't really do anything. All right, so this is going to be a keep. And I think we're just going to get rid of Spark. So depending on what we draw next turn, we might be playing this Mimic down as a land. Oh, maybe not. Oh, wish we could do that, right? Wish we could do that. All right, well, definitely playing this down. And we're going to have to just try to go aggro against our opponent. Man, our pirates this popular right now? Is this a deck that we're having to worry about? All right. Pirates, 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 pirates everywhere. I don't think this is the same guy, right? Didn't the other guy have a name like Squigsy or something? Yeah, Venice. We're not going to block. I don't want to lose my combat celebrant. They're going to hostage taker into a hostage taker. Yeah, I'm not going to do any kind of... Oh. Yep. They block that celebrant. Seems fine. So they're going to hostage taker this, and then we're going to hostage taker it back, and then we're just going to have a hostage taker party, right? Hostage taker party. Oh, what a lovely tea party. Yeah, I was about to say, Admiral Beckenbrass is about to get hostage taken. They were gonna have to hopefully top deck a Liam Neeson at that point to save themselves. But yeah. Alright, well, we got our revenge against the other pirate deck from earlier. So, alright, good game. Good game. This deck, that game was not what this deck is intended to play as, but take a win. Alright, game. Let's go first. And let's try to figure out why Pirates is popular today. Did a streamer play, or another content creator play a pirate deck recently? Is that what happened? Is that what happened? You get thought seized? Goodbye, combat celebrant. Alright. No attacks. I think we actually just have to mill ourselves and just hope that we hit the right combination of cards in the right order. Oh, rogues. Rogues, huh? We're just helping them out. Rogues loves cards in our graveyard. And we are putting all the cards in our graveyard. So, what are they thinking about? The correct play is just to attack and then pass the turn. And then we're going to have to try to bait them into... Oh, what are you doing? It plays for 0. Gain a life, draw a card, discard a card. All right, well, let's do it to it. The card we don't want to see is Brazen Borrower / Petty Theft. Pass to blockers. So I'm pretty sure I have one in the graveyard, right? Yeah, I definitely have one in the graveyard. I mean, we have to go for it, right? Even though you're going to have a kill spell. Oh, they actually let it fire off. Interesting. Is unfortunate. So, let's see. So I could get an Emery here and then just cast another Gate to the Afterlife. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. There's no way he blocks this, right? There's absolutely no way you block this. Oh, okay. That's fine. What an interesting... What an interesting deck you were playing. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're at 3. Look at all those cards getting discarded. All right, so... So I think the play here is to... I think we're going to get back a Stone Coil for 0 first. We're going to try to hit one more of these red guys, these combat celebrants in our hand. Absolutely going to take action. And we will discard. All right, let's go looking in our library. All right, so what are we doing first? Combat Celebrant into Spark Double. Exert, attack. Yeah, you're going to have 2 answers in your hand. Okay. Then we get another couple of copies. Spark Double. We're going to copy. We're going to Spark Double. We're going to copy. Exert. Attack. Seems good. Oh man, when this deck... yeah, wow. I guess just playing around certain things, but them not having... They didn't have any counter spells, right? They had like subtle strikes and stuff like that, so... Alright, good game. Yeah, that's crazy. I did not expect to win that game against the Rogues. But again, it was a very non-traditional build against them. Or not against them, but they were playing a non-traditional build. So, alright, deck. Let's go first. Let's go first. It's taking so long because it's finding another opponent since we asked to go first. To let us go first. Told you. Told you. Alright, we're keeping. So I just don't want this to be the black version. Oh, so this is just rogues again, huh? Rogues again. This is probably going to be a... This is probably going to be a more traditional build. You get them to burn a counter on this first. All right, well, the secret's out. Secret's out. All right, well. I think 4 is more than 3. I think. In regards to how they're swinging. All right, 6 is definitely more than 3. Seven, 100% more. So it's not looking too good for us. All right, I don't know what we can draw here. The Gates of the Afterlife would have been nice, but sure. All right. I feel it. Oh, we did it. We did it, my friends. All right, no attacks. Good game. Oh, we just got 3 land out of the way. There it was, there it was. Boom, boom, boom. Well, good game, Morph VW. Good game. I'll get you next time. I'll get you next time. All right, on to the next opponent, which is the final boss. On to the final boss. Let's do it. All right, final boss time. Let's not play against rogues or pirates, or pirate rogues, or rogue pirates, or spirit pirates. Well, we get to go first. This is a mulligan. This is a keep. This is a keep. What are we putting back? So again, this potentially allows us for a turn 2 Emery. Our opponent's probably playing colorless. I mean, based on the sleeves, right? More often than not. These are sweet sleeves, by the way. Oh no, are you playing goblins? All right, well, both god-pharaoh's gifts are in the graveyard. All right. So, they're playing energy. Good news is we definitely got that down. So we have 1, 2, 3. We could pay 1 to get 4, 5. Yeah, I think we're gonna go. We're gonna go do some things next turn. All right, Rogue Refiner. Another gate to the Afterlife. Should we be greedy here? So I bet we could force through free damage here. Oh. Thank you. Absolutely take action. Actually, you know what? I don't want to show that yet. I'd really like to draw a land. All right, all right. What is our life right now? All right, end turn. That was a lot of spark doubles. All right, Paradise Druid into Paradise Druid. I don't think they realize we're gonna play this for 0. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, in the graveyard. In the graveyard. Combat Celebrant into Combat Celebrant. Exert. Attack. Okie doke. All right, Spark Double. Spark Double. This is sweet. All right, Exert. Attack, attack. And let's do it again. Spark Double. And Emery. Oh, we hit another one. This deck is sweet. It's sweet when it does the thing it's supposed to do, right? Oh, man. All right, well, that was a great final game. So let's talk about some things in the wrap-up. All right, sweet. All right, well, there it is, guys. We did really well with this deck. So we went 2-1, and then we went 3-1. So 5-2 overall. I do feel like the games that we lost wasn't really anything that we could do about it. So yeah, fortunate. It's unfortunate we lost 2 rogues, we lost to pirates, but at the same time we also beat rogues and we also beat pirates, which is really weird saying because pirates, why is that a thing right now? Somebody had to have played that recently and tried to make that a thing. So maybe that's why we're just seeing so many copies of 3-color pirates. But yeah, so let's really just talk about this. I really liked our version with the Emerys and the Glasspool Mimics. I do think it actually helps give this deck a little more versatility, allows us to, play the longer game potentially. The other thing about the other build, it was, like I mentioned, it's very glass cannony, so it's going to be very susceptible to removal and hate and stuff like that. So again, cards like Emery and Glasspool Mimic, I feel like are really just going to, while it may not be much, just the Emery itself is just going to give us that ability to buy back, so to speak, these Gates of the Afterlives from our graveyard. So I really feel like that is important enough to actually consider playing. So yeah, now this deck may not be super competitive, but it is really, really, really fun. As you can see, we had a lot of fun doing this. So just kind of going back and forth between the decks here. Obviously, look, not many cards difference. I think we just added we added 6 cards overall. We just added 3 Emerys and 3 Glasspool Mimics, and we took out a couple of a couple Cranes, a couple Strategic Plannings, and a couple of Viziers. We didn't even change anything to the land base. We left that alone. But overall, I mean, I think this deck is great. It's a little pricey. There are a lot of rares. There's only 4 mythics, but again, I'm real hesitant to ever suggest, mythics in these historic sets, because mythics are very, very valuable, these mythic wildcards. Obviously, I'm always going to tell you to spend your rare wildcards on the lands first and foremost, because those are always going to be the most important thing you need when if you're trying to build more decks down the line, especially if you're a fan of like Commander / Brawl. And again, I know that they're not the same thing. I'm just, for an example, since Arena has Brawl, which is the equivalent to Commander on Arena, but you're making, you're gonna at least want one of each of the lands anyway. So again, always recommend making lands first. And then other than that, I mean, there are quite a lot of rares. Rare. So a lot of rares in this deck. But yeah, LordSoth, thank you so much for this deck. Again, this deck is super sweet. It was a lot of fun to play. I feel like anytime you send over a deck, it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much. And again, if you want to be part of Decktember and get your deck submitted, all you have to do is join the Discord, head down to the Decktember channel, check the pin post, get the templating for how you're supposed to submit your deck, and then just submit your deck. It's that easy. It is that easy, my friends. And then again, if you enjoyed the video and the deck and the channel and the Decktember theme itself, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon to be notified when we go live. Check out all the cool links down below, the Twitch link, the Discord link, and the Patreon link, and leave us a comment down below that you're enjoying Decktember, what you enjoy, what you want to see in the future, and that you made it to the end of the video. That's all I can ask of you. So, and I know that's asking a lot, but any of those things would be just amazing. So again, I hope everybody stays safe. We will see you next time. Remember, this channel would not exist without such amazing viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for interacting with the channel and helping grow the community. And a very big special thank you to the Patreons listed here for supporting the channel.